Ever think about that little black speck you sprinkle on just about everything?
Yeah.
You know, the one you grind over your pasta or maybe add to your morning eggs?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just kind of an automatic thing, right?
Yeah, totally. What if I told you that humble seasoning was actually hiding some seriously fascinating stuff? Maybe even a key to unlocking some surprising health benefits.
Intriguing. Sign me up.
Well, that's precisely what we're diving into today. Black pepper, the king of spices, but way more than just a flavor enhancer. We've gathered a ton of research on it, a really compelling stack of information, and we're aiming to extract the most interesting and useful nuggets for you.
You know, it's so easy to overlook something so commonplace. You just reach for it without even thinking. But when you look closer, what's happening, like beneath the surface with black pepper, it's actually quite remarkable.
Right. It almost feels like we take it for granted.
Absolutely. So our mission in this deep dive is to explore those unexpected health advantages straight from the research and really understand what this seemingly simple spice can offer you.
Okay, so let's start with something that popped up repeatedly in the research. Black pepper's antioxidant power. Turns out this spice is packed with compounds that can really work on your behalf.
That's right. The research really hammers home the point that black pepper is rich in antioxidants, and the real standout component here is piperine. That's the primary active compound, the one doing a lot of the heavy
I
lifting.
agree. Yeah.
Now, when we talk about antioxidants, I think it's helpful to visualize them as little protectors for your cells. So your body, just by functioning, naturally produces these unstable molecules called free radicals, and these can bounce around, causing damage, kind of like how rust affects metal over time.
Okay, I see the analogy.
Right. So piperine, because of its molecular structure, can effectively grab onto these free radicals and neutralize them, basically preventing them from causing that cellular wear and tear. And the research connects that damage to things like aging, inflammation, and even the development of chronic diseases.
So it's not just adding a bit of cellulizing to your food, it's actually going in and doing some serious cellular defense work.
Exactly.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? Because our research also points to black pepper being a real friend to your digestive system.
Absolutely. The sources are pretty clear on this. Piperine doesn't just taste good. It actually encourages your body to produce more digestive enzymes. Those are crucial for breaking down food.
So it's like a digestive cheerleader.
In a way, yeah. Think of your digestive system as a team of workers breaking down the food you eat. Piperine acts like a foreman, telling those workers to get to it, helping them to break down food particles more efficiently.
Interesting. So if you're someone who occasionally deals with that uncomfortable, bloated feeling after eating, or maybe things aren't moving along as smoothly as you'd like,
Right, struggling with digestion.
exactly, that little sprinkle of pepper might be offering more relief than you realize. The material even suggests some potential benefits for constipation.
That's a key connection. If your body is better at breaking down food, it naturally follows that it's also going to be more efficient at absorbing the nutrients from that food. And this brings us to what I found really compelling in the research. Black pepper as a booster for nutrient absorption.
This is where things got really interesting for me. The idea that something so common, something you probably have in your cupboard right now, could actually help your body get more out of the other healthy foods you're eating.
Yeah.
It's like it unlocks this hidden potential.
I agree. What's especially interesting is the specificity here. The sources explicitly mention how black pepper can significantly enhance the absorption of curcumin. That's that powerful compound in turmeric everyone's raving
Oh,
about.
the turmeric, yeah.
But it's not just turmeric. The research indicates that the bioavailability of various vitamins and minerals also increases when black pepper is present. Bioavailability meaning, simply put, how much of a nutrient your body can actually absorb and use. So if you're having, let's say, a smoothie packed with good-for-you ingredients, adding a pinch of black pepper could help your body actually utilize more of those vitamins and minerals.
So black pepper's like the ultimate wingman, making all the other healthy stuff work even better.
That's a great way to put it. If we connect this to the bigger picture, as the text suggests, it really positions black pepper as a valuable addition to those superfoods you might already be including in your diet, making them even more super.
I like that. Talk about maximizing your efforts.
Oh,
Okay, so we've looked at how it fights cell damage, aids digestion, and helps you absorb more nutrients. But what about the buzz around weight management? I feel like we see that everywhere. Our sources touch on that aspect as well, don't they?
they do. The information suggests that black pepper can be a supportive element in weight management. The way it seems to work, according to the research, is by potentially boosting your metabolism, essentially the rate at which your body burns calories. And it might also promote the breakdown of fat cells.
Right, and I remember there was even a detail about piperine possibly interfering with the formation of new fat cells, which sounds, I don't know, kind of promising. But I always wonder with these kinds of claims, what's the scale of the effect? Is it a significant impact or more of a subtle nudge?
That's a really important question and one we should always ask. The research suggests a potential supportive role, not necessarily a dramatic effect on its own. Think of it as one piece of the puzzle alongside, a balanced diet and regular exercise.
So not a free pass to eat whatever you want and expect black pepper to magically melt the pounds away.
Exactly. The text indicates that by potentially increasing metabolism and hindering fat cell formation, black pepper could be a valuable ally in preventing weight gain over time. But it's not a magic bullet for weight loss. Now, let's move on to another area that's often in the spotlight: inflammation.
Right, because we hear so much about chronic inflammation these days and its connection to so many different health issues. It almost seems like it's at the root of everything.
And there's truth to that. What's crucial to understand, as the research highlights, is that persistent low-grade inflammation in the body is indeed linked to a lot of significant health problems, including conditions like arthritis and heart disease.
Yeah, those are big ones.
They are. But here's the good news. Black pepper has demonstrated anti-inflammatory properties in studies. This suggests it might play a role in helping to reduce that underlying swelling and the discomfort that comes with inflammatory conditions.
So that subtle warmth you might feel after eating something peppery could actually be your body experiencing some of these anti-inflammatory benefits.
It's possible.
Okay, interesting. Now, shifting our focus a bit, our sources also delved into the potential impact of black pepper on how our brains function. This one really piqued my curiosity.
This is a truly fascinating area of research highlighted in the text. It suggests that piperine might have benefits that extend, beyond the physical body and into the realm of cognitive function.
So like affecting how we think and remember things.
Exactly. Studies, as mentioned in the sources, suggest potential improvements in areas like memory and a reduction in that fuzzy-headed feeling we sometimes call mental fog.
And there was something about Alzheimer's, wasn't there?
Yes, the research even hints at a more significant potential in protecting against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Definitely a critical area for further investigation.
Absolutely. But how exactly might pepper be influencing something as complex as brain function?
That's the million-dollar question, and honestly, the research is still evolving. But what we're seeing suggests that piperine might exert its effects through several pathways, including reducing oxidative stress in the brain. It might also be influencing neurotransmitters. Those are the chemical messengers that play a key role in all those cognitive processes.
Right.
While we don't have all the answers yet, these initial findings are definitely intriguing. They point to a potentially broader role for black pepper in supporting neurological health.
So much to learn still. That's exciting. Speaking of things we're still figuring out, let's move on to something a bit more tangible that a lot of us can relate to: respiratory health.
This is where those traditional uses of black pepper really come to mind.
I was just thinking that. I remember my grandmother using it in home remedies for coughs and colds when I was a kid.
That makes sense. The text really emphasizes black pepper's natural expectorant properties. Think of an expectorant as something that helps to loosen and clear mucus from your airways, making it easier to breathe when you're feeling congested. This is why it's traditionally been used in remedies for common respiratory issues like colds, coughs, and even sinus problems. It helps relieve that stuffy feeling.
So that little peppery kick might actually be doing double duty when you're under the weather, adding a bit of flavor and helping you breathe a little easier.
Could be.
Now let's switch gears and talk about an area that affects a significant portion of the population: blood sugar regulation. This is a big one.
Absolutely. The source material does touch on the potential role of black pepper in helping to manage blood sugar levels, which is, like you said, a really critical aspect of overall health. The primary mechanism highlighted is its potential to improve insulin sensitivity.
And for anyone who might not be familiar, improved insulin sensitivity basically means that your body's cells respond more effectively to insulin. Insulin being the hormone that helps regulate the amount of sugar in your blood.
Right.
The research suggests this could be particularly relevant for individuals who are living with diabetes or are at an increased risk of developing it.
Exactly. While it's definitely not a substitute for prescribed medical treatments, the information suggests that incorporating black pepper into a balanced diet could be a supportive strategy for maintaining healthy blood sugar levels.
It's amazing how something so simple can have such wide-ranging potential effects. Now, this next one totally caught me off guard. Let's explore some potential benefits related to skin health.
Skin health. Yeah, this one was a surprise for me too.
I wouldn't immediately think of black pepper when it comes to skincare.
It's not the first thing that springs to mind. What's interesting here is the two-pronged approach suggested by the research. Firstly, black pepper has antibacterial properties, which, could be beneficial in combating the bacteria that contribute to acne breakouts.
Oh.
And secondly, its antioxidant content can contribute to overall skin health by protecting against damage from those free radicals we talked about earlier. The text even mentions that when applied topically, in a diluted form of course, it might help to clear up blemishes and promote skin rejuvenation.
So that spice in your pantry could potentially have a secret life as a skincare ally. I love that.
It's quite possible. The sources do emphasize, though, the importance of proper dilution when applying it to the skin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wouldn't want to cause any irritation.
Exactly. Direct application of concentrated black pepper could be irritating to the skin, so diluting it with a carrier oil, as we'll discuss a bit later, is essential if you're considering topical use.
Got it. So, moving right along, let's shift to how black pepper might help our bodies defend themselves. The immune system.
Yes. The immune system. We're all looking for ways to give that a little extra support, especially during certain times of the year.
Absolutely, especially during cold and flu season.
For sure. And the research suggests that black pepper can indeed play a role here. It highlights its potential to strengthen the immune system by enhancing the body's natural defense mechanisms. Furthermore, those antimicrobial properties we touched on earlier also contribute by helping to protect against various types of infections and illnesses.
So many benefits from one little spice. It's quite remarkable to consider all these interconnected effects stemming from something we use so routinely in our cooking.
It really is. And speaking of routine use, the sources we've gathered even provide some ideas for simple DIY remedies incorporating black pepper.
Okay, so now we're talking about practical applications. I like it.
Right. This is where the information becomes really practical. It offers some straightforward ways to potentially experience these benefits firsthand. So, for example, we have a suggestion for a simple black pepper tea with a touch of honey for soothing coughs and colds. A very traditional approach.
Makes sense. Honey and pepper, good for the throat.
It can help ease throat irritation and congestion. And then there's the idea of a paste made with black pepper and turmeric, perhaps with a little coconut oil, for targeting joint pain, really leveraging those anti-inflammatory properties we discussed earlier.
Sounds soothing.
Exactly. And for those looking for a refreshing start to the day, there's a black pepper and lemon detox drink. The sources also suggest black pepper steam inhalation as a natural way to help clear sinus congestion, again, drawing on its expectorant qualities.
That sounds like it could provide some immediate relief when you're feeling stuffy.
Potentially.
And lastly, there's a mention of a black pepper and yogurt face mask for promoting clearer skin. Brings us back to those antibacterial and skin rejuvenating benefits. It's worth noting, though, as the sources implied, that these are traditional remedies, and while they utilize the inherent properties of black pepper, individual results can vary.
That's a really important disclaimer. These DIY ideas offer a glimpse into traditional practices, but it's always wise to be mindful of any individual sensitivities and to consult with a healthcare professional if you have specific health concerns.
Always good advice.
Now, beyond these specific remedies, the sources also offer some general guidance on the best ways to incorporate black pepper into our daily lives to maximize its potential benefits, more everyday practices.
That's incredibly useful. It's not just about knowing what it can do, but also how to easily weave it into our everyday routines.
Right. So the research highlights several practical approaches. Of course, simply using freshly ground black pepper in your cooking, across a wide range of dishes, is a fundamental and effective way to enjoy both its flavor and its potential health advantages.
Freshly ground, always better.
Definitely. And I really like the suggestion of adding a pinch to your tea, perhaps with some ginger and honey, not just for an interesting flavor twist, but also to support both digestion and immunity. A comforting and potentially beneficial combination.
A nice warm drink on a chilly day.
Exactly. Another excellent tip is to include black pepper when you're making golden milk with turmeric. As we discussed earlier, this pairing is a winner, because the piperine in black pepper significantly enhances your body's ability to absorb curcumin from the turmeric.
Makes them both work better.
Precisely. amplifying the benefits of both spices. And finally, for those topical applications we talked about, the sources suggest mixing finely ground black pepper with carrier oils, something like coconut or olive oil. It can be a natural approach for soothing muscle aches and addressing certain skin issues.
Just remember to dilute?
Always dilute. That's key. But these are all relatively simple and accessible ways to intentionally increase your intake of black pepper and potentially tap into its wide range of health-promoting properties.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, it's clear that black pepper is truly far more than just that ubiquitous shaker on our tables. The king of spices, maybe, but with a whole hidden kingdom of benefits. When you look at this impressive spectrum of potential health benefits detailed in our sources, it really does seem to live up to that title.
I completely agree. The concluding thoughts in the research really emphasize this point. It's a natural substance with a surprisingly diverse array of potential advantages for our well-being.
We've covered so much today.
We have. We've explored its power as an antioxidant, its support for healthy digestion, and that remarkable ability it has to enhance the absorption of other beneficial nutrients. And, those are just a few of the key takeaways.
It really makes you look at that little pepper shaker differently, doesn't it? Considering all these diverse ways black pepper might support our health, from bolstering our immune system and cognitive function to potentially aiding in weight management and even contributing to skin health, it really makes you think. So here's a final question for you, our listeners, to ponder. Knowing these potential benefits, how might you intentionally weave more black pepper into your daily routine, not just as a simple seasoning, but as a conscious choice to actively support your overall health and well-being? It seems like such a small addition could potentially offer some surprisingly significant advantages.
Something to think about.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.